Hi, I'm back again. I'll be reading some more from this book. We're up to chapter 3. LaForge awoke to the insistent chime of his alarm call from the ship's computer and felt surprisingly refreshed, considering how late he had eventually gone to sleep after returning from his visit to Intercept. He decided to take breakfast in the Enterprise's mess rather than have a replicated dish in his quarters. Ordinarily, the mess was used for diplomatic function, but there were always a few people who preferred to have their food prepared by a chief. He was finishing off his coffee when he heard Commander LaForge, please report to my ready room. He hauled up to the bridge immediately and over to the ready room. Picard was behind his desk, but looked up as soon as LaForge entered. Georda, Picard began. We have had a response from Starfleet about the matter of the Intercept. LaForge noticed that Picard was keeping a stern expression on his face, more than usual, but wondered whether this was a good or bad sign. There was certainly a tension in the air and a slight hesitancy. Starfleet is sending a specialist ship, the Challenger, to take over investigation of the dialectic. They felt that it warrants a long-term study. Sounds like the right approach. A medical forensic team on board will remove the biological remains of the crew for REPATRIATION back to Earth while the engineering specialists attempt to reactivate Intercept systems and determine what happened to her. Geordi nodded enthusiastically. Exactly what I recommended. Captain Picard hesitated. They have also requested. There was that tension again, giving light to the request part that you be transferred to the Challenger on on an extended attachment to the team being assembled to investigate intercept. LaForge felt a sudden chill transferred off the Enterprise. Temporarily attached to the Challenger, Picard emphasized, "I'm sorry, perhaps that was a poor choice of words on my part. Starfleet believes that you have valuable skills and experience that will make you uniquely qualified for this mission. Aside from being the Enterprise's chief engineer of many years standing, you have experience with the technology of the craft. You even had a hand in Earth's very first warp vessel, the Phoenix. GEORDI spread his hands in an appeal. I know. I have seen and done some things, but being chief engineer on the Enterprise is where I always wanted to be. It's taken me years, and Starfleet appreciates that. But Command also wants the best person for the job on Intercept. Picard's expression lightened, a twinkle appearing in his eyes. And two, be fair, I read in your report that it was you yourself who insisted that such a mission be formed. That's true enough, but GEORDI, Picard said, dropping the mask entirely. Let me ask you one question. Would you be happy never setting foot on Intercept again? GEORDI took a deep breath, remembering the conversation he and Picard had aboard Intercept. He knew Picard remembered it too. No, I love to be able to take her apart and put her back together again. Feel the decking vibrate when a warp core comes online. So would I, Picard said softly, but I am not being offered the opportunity. His tone and expression lightened. There's one other point I ought to mention. The request for you to join the team was made by an old friend of yours, Montgomery Scott. Scotty? That was better news. It happened a while since GEORDI had seen the legendary miracle Walker. Challenger is Mr. Scott. Paul is Challenger is Mr. Scott's pet project, a starship, weather fitting as an engineering test bed. It seems that he's been following your career, and he'd like to involve you in the Challenger's mission. GEORDI didn't reply because he didn't need to. He knew the captain could read. He knew the captain could read his conduct. He wanted to breathe in a sub-air, but didn't want to leave Enterprise to her own devices. She was, after all, the one lady he could rely on to always be there for him. GEORDI. I won't order you to go, but I would say, as your friend, that if you don't, you will probably beat yourself over the head with it for the rest of your life. Beat yourself over the head? The captain actually said that? Worf sounded as much surprised as amused. He was sitting next to GEORDI at the bar top to one side of the riding club with a range of drinks and snacks in front of them. Yes, GEORDI confirmed. Impressive. I do not believe the captain has ever used such terminology with me. Worf moved some of his snack onto a smaller saucer. Some of it tried to squirm back off. What are you doing? A warrior shares his rations. GEORDI. What was momentarily baffled then the realization made him green. You mean Spock? The sharing of a kill is an important ritual, Worf said solemnly, but you did not sit here to discuss Spock. I can see the indecision in your face and hear it in your voice. I don't know what it's. I mean, it will be great to see Scotty again, and the Challenger is doing some great work, but the Enterprise is home. Home is merely where you live. Well, that's true, but GEORDI, Worf said with surprising gentleness. I understand how it can be difficult to leave a posting, even for even for a period of detached duty. But in my experience, it simply means that the return to duty on the Enterprise is so much sweeter. You mean a change is as good as a rest? As a rest? As a rest? Worf nodded. Exactly. If you want to look at it from the view of duty, it is your duty to do what is best for Starfleet, and Starfleet thinks you are best you are best used elsewhere. They are honoring you and your skills. I can't say I feel particularly honored. Worf dipped his head slightly. If DEANNA were here, I believe she would ask what you do fear. What do I fear? I am not sure actually. It's not as if the Enterprise's current mission is either exciting or taxing, and I would like to frankly take Intercept apart and put her back together in working order. Even though she is not a new creation. That's kind of the point. I grew up making models of the NX and Constitution class ships, and studying the progress of how warp drives have been developed from those old designs to the drives of today. It sounds to me as if you were looking for a reason not to appear to have the desire to investigate the Intercept. Really, Counselor Worf, and why might that be? Worf grunted and poured some more prune juice. Because you do not want people to think that you are bored with our mission or with your position on the Enterprise. I am not bored, I know. So what is stopping you? You think I should go? Captain Picard is an excellent judge of character. You would have regrets if you did not take the opportunity to study the Intercept. Even if you do not have a companion with whom to share your discoveries. I guess I have been kind of moping a little about TAMALA. Yes, most unbecoming. Intercept has been taking my mind off that. Good. And TAURIK can keep the engines ticking while I am away. While I am away, he'd better, or he will answer to me. To me, I better let Captain Picard know that I will be going and get the transfer arrangements made. Worf looked along the length of the Writing Club and nodded in the direction of the door. You can tell him now. LaForge turned to see Picard looking in their direction. As soon as he saw them, the captain strode over. Captain, LaForge began. If you have been looking for me. Actually, I was looking for Beverly. We'd agreed to share lunch, but I seem to be a few minutes early. Well, it's handy that we bumped into each other. I have been thinking about the Challenger's mission, and I have decided to agree to Starfleet's and Scotty's request, because face lit up. Excellent. The Challenger will be stopping at Starbase 410 en route to our position. Worf said, suddenly all business again. We will be passing there on our way to the next survey site. Good thinking, Worf, Picard said with a nod. I will notify Starfleet that we will drop you off there to Rendezvous with the Challenger. That sounds like the best way of doing things, LaForge agreed. I will brief TAURIK for what needs to be done while I am away. LaForge sat at a sidewalk cafe, looking up at the vast expanse of the planet WEXX. A storm was heading toward one of the southern islands, and it looked so much like one of the wars on the surface of his RAKTHGINA that he almost had to pinch himself. Challenger had been delayed, and so he had found himself with 48 hours to kill on Starbase 410. Every starbase was different, and GEORDI had seen plenty of them during his years in Starfleet. Some were purpose-built space station, often modeled on Earth's old space dock. Others were hollowed out asteroids. asteroids, stations lease from local governments, or even ground-based complex on planets. Starbase 410 was a small moon of WEXX connected to the planet by an orbital tether and an elevator. Unlike most star bases, the faculty was actually leased from the Klingons, as up until a few decades ago. The planet had been within the Klingon Empire's border. To honor its heritage, the place was administered by a Klingon MATRQIQAS, who took a daily tour of the faculties to make sure that things were running as efficiently as befitting a Klingon faculty. The cafe was near the tether terminal down to the planet. But from a point of view on the moon's surface, the planet was above. Geordi had found almost as soon as he arrived that this position gave a good view of ships passing between the starbase and the planet. As he watched now, a VESTA class ship, all stretched lines and an Eiffel speed swooped around the planet. He knew that it wasn't the AVENT, but at this distance, he couldn't see the name on her hull. She wasn't the double E, but she was a beauty nevertheless. That she is GEORDI. The voice was warm and soft. It sounded the way calmer would sound if it was sounded instead of a texture and flavor. It was immediately familiar. GUINAN. He leaped to his feet, spinning around. The woman behind him had a white-cheeked Cheshire cat smile and eyes so filled with a passion for life that they almost knocked him back down into his chair. Her hair was hidden by a hat that was rather more saucer shaped than the primary hall of that of that VESTA class. Hello, GEORDI. Fancy meeting you here. This is great. Hey, sit down and have a. Oh, unless this is your place now. Your place now. No, this isn't my cafe, but I do know the NAUSICAAN who runs it. NAUSICAAN runs this cafe. GEORDI had only noticed humans and a couple of BAGORANS and BOLINS among the staff. He looked around at the clean. He looked around at the clean charm decor and all. It doesn't look like a NAUSICAAN Porphyrius's idea of a drinking establishment. He's good people. Besides Q, HAP won't tolerate trouble on her station. You know her too? She's good people. I like to know good people. To know good people. GUINAN sat and ordered an iced tea. I wasn't sure it was you, just from the back of your head. But when you were admiring that ship. LaForge's eyes narrowed. That reminds me. How did you know I was thinking she was a beauty? Because you didn't just think. Because you didn't just think it. And the VESTA herself is a beauty, obviously. Oh, he hadn't even realized he had spoken out loud when he had seen the ship. Sorry, at least he now knew which ship it was. You are sorry for admiring a ship, for looking like a loon. Talking to myself, it would have been obvious anyway. It was written on your face. That obvious, huh? GUINAN nodded. Capital letters, 3 meters high, in neon. It is a beautiful design. GEORDI laughed. Anyway, what are you doing at Starbase 410? The same thing you are. Well, I am waiting. No, she nodded with that smug cat that God The queen smiled, waiting to join the challenger. You never showed any interest in engineering before. I have a lot of interest. Sometimes I let them lapse, and then sometimes I pick them up again. So you are saying you do have or did have an interest in engineering? Not really, she admitted with a grin. My father was the one with the PREDILECTION for thinking with tinkering with ELECTRONICS, but I do count some engineers among my friends, and maybe it's time to give them some of my time. Geordi could feel his ears start to burn slightly. Besides, she went on, how was I supposed to resist the opportunity to spend some time on a Galaxy class ship again? Geordi forged in mid-reply. Challengers Galaxy class? Didn't you know? There are so many ships. I know it's hard to keep track of them. I'm glad I don't have to. But you want to spend some time on one with some friends, and this may sound a little weird, but it's the closest thing I have to something that really feels like a home in this part of the galaxy. Anyway, no, Geordi said firmly. That doesn't sound weird at all. I imagine you have pretty much the same feeling about it. Geordi wasn't sure whether he would or not. I am pretty used to the Enterprise E now. He looked at her, feeling a little guilty about using his CYBER NETICIs to read her skin, GALVANITY, and temperature. He told himself he was just trying to judge whether she was being serious, not whether she was telling the truth. He stopped looking. It didn't matter why she was going on the Challenger. Just that there would be another familiar face on the mission. That it was a familiar face, which also had a sympathetic air. On either side was oddly reassuring. reassuring. Geordi raised tis, RAKTAGINO, too. In a toast. Well, here's two. To challenger, and her mission. GUINAN raised her iced tea. Here's to her here's to her engineers. That is the end of chapter 3. Okay, bye for now.